Breakout in progress. And here we are, EnW, EnWave on the Venture, Toronto Stock Exchange Venture. Let's do it, guys. This little guy got my attention. Monthly candle breakout. Check it out. Look at that beautiful. Look at that. So here I'm starting, guys, on the monthly, applying my classic chart trading framework. And if I have the breakout on the monthly, and the month just closed yesterday. Check it out. Check it out. Okay, so here's my target on the monthly candle. Almost attained already. That's a shorter target. And shorter term patterns have encompassed bigger patterns. And this is a further away target, less probable. That would be the next target. And then I do my target considerations. This target is in line. This is previous. There's a top here, previous resistance, previous support turn resistance. Maybe a little lower here. So it has to, that target even has to drive through some resistance right here. And you could even see that the price action right here. You see how it sucked back in. Doesn't mean it's not going to go through. It's just that you can hit resistance, turbulence on the way to that target. And this one has even more. So once you go through this resistance here at the right here, the previous breakdown, previous support and resistance, it's been tested here, resistance tested here. Once you go through it, then the next target is right here. And this is just pure resistance right here. These wicks, there was price action that closed above, got sucked back down. So you got to be careful with that. You might want to lower that target just a little bit, just to make sure you're in those wicks. So if ever they bust out, you get you capture the flag and get triggered out. So that's my classic trading framework done in less than 1 minute, with my target considerations for walls, eventual resistance, emotion management by using by limiting your greed, by taking smaller targets, which are more probable than further away, bigger targets, possible targets headed to breakout lines. And that's all she wrote for that, guys. So right now we do have a breakout on the monthly candle. This candle right here, breakout. So the monthly candle breakout is confirmed. We have the wins on our sells. Let's see what's happening on Stan Weinstein. Applied trading framework on the weekly candle chart. 30-week move average flat, starting to go up. Here's the cloud, the resistance, we're above it. And here's a breakout candle right there. See that volume? Just sticks out like a sore thumb. 1.4 million, 1.3, twice the average of the previous 4 or 5 weeks. So check for volume. RSI at that moment going upwards above the halfway point, above the halfway point, going upwards. Check. Let me zoom in. Now I want to identify my horizontal breakout line. Could be this one, or it could be just this one right here, and or else. So these multiple resistance levels, this one just broke out of this one, the base, above the 30-week moving average. There you go. Broke out this base, broke out of a bigger base, and broke out of an even bigger base right here. So you have the breakout. This one looks more solid, above the 30-week moving average, above the Ichimoku cloud is just perfect. So it actually broke out on the weekly, this candle right here. But we had to wait for the monthly candle to be to confirm that breakout. See that price action, how it got sucked back in on the weekly. If we go back on the monthly, it's this candle right here. You see that? Price action gets sucked back in. So you're gonna have a stand breakout on the weekly, but if you go look on the monthly and you see that you don't have a breakout, very dangerous to get in. You have to wait. If you want the good timing, you don't want the stock to maybe whipsaw somewhere inside here and just waste some time stressing out, then eventually pulling getting out of the stock for a loss. Just wait for it. Wait for the monthly candle close. Keep saying it, anchor it, cement it. Make sure your brain is a given. You tie your shoelace. You don't even think about it, right? You could be talking to 10 people, tying your shoelace. It's done. Same thing. That's years and years and years and years of practice. And so that's noise. Be careful of that. Even on the daily, if you'd be playing that, you probably would have had a daily candle close above that breakout line. And what happens? You get whipsawed because you didn't look at the weekly. And the weekly for this candle right here, if you play it as a breakout, then if you didn't look at the monthly, the higher trend, like Stan says, make sure you're in line with the upper trend. Then you would have got maybe whipsawed out, maybe not. Then you just would have wasted some time. And see what happened? This is the monthly, and price action, instead of skyrocketing, continuing, you had the pullback. And that's one thing I'm observing more and more, is that 1 to 3 month pullback on the weekly is sometimes in line with monthly candle overhead resistance, which you can't see on the weekly. This, you see this line here, this is the monthly candle resistance defined, which is usually lower than weekly closes above it, because it reduces the noise. All this price action that's above that monthly defined resistance line, it gets sucked back in, right? It just becomes see all that action here, all that action here, all that action here. That's just noise on the monthly candle. This is too far. Right here it started. Noise, noise, and this one noise. This is the one we're on the weekly that we had to break out. You do have a breakout here on the monthly candle on the small 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 month pattern, which ran into resistance, and the price action got sucked back in. It wasn't just not mature to go through right there, but it reached its target super duper fast. And in that same, it often happens on the monthly. For these small patterns, you reach the target almost in that same candle of the confirmed breakout. But it does help you to confirm the weekly. All right, let's finish this up, guys. Let's move to the weekly. RSI going up. 30-week moving average going up. Horizontal trend line, breakout. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 5, 6 weeks pullback. That's that a month and a half. Right in line with that Stan Weinstein pullback. And check it out. What happened? See all these candles? Contracting volume. How awesome is that? All that contracting volume for all these candles right here. This was an excellent breakout line. Excellent opportunity to buy right here at any of these lows. Pull back. You could have bought here, Put your sell stop below, right here, below the pattern. Or if you're a trader, you could have put it below the weekly candle close, below the 30-week moving average, a below round number if you can. So you had those two sell stops entries, and you could have entered on any of these if you had the monthly candle close in your favor. Do we have it? Which candle is that? This is April 9th. And these candles here, April 2nd. So the monthly candle breakout on the monthly is this one. It's this week right here. No, sorry. It's the previous month. Let me get that straight. Monthly candle close was end of April. Oh, okay, and here it splits. Here's May. That's starting right there. So you actually had, here is the candle where you had the monthly candle close. Saying, okay, here I have the win in my sales. I have the monthly candle close above the breakout line. And if you didn't want to enter here because you wanted to wait for the monthly candle close, perfect. But this is very healthy right here. The pullback on low volume explodes with the higher volume right there, contracting volume on these candles. And then off it goes. I'm just wondering if my breakout candle on the monthly, for that bigger pattern, that's the overall confirmation that you have even that bigger pattern in your favor. Let's just move back just a little bit. If, let me center that, remove noise, remove bias by putting the price action in the middle. There you go. Okay, there's the bigger patterns. Here's the smaller. There you go. It happens often. Sometimes I lose my lines on my charting software for X reason. I don't know why. And then I redraw the lines. They're not the same. Redraw them. It's very good to do that. Keep practicing. Keep reimagining. It's. I don't think people mention that much, but there's a lot of imagination that goes into charting. You imagine, but you still respect the principles, the rules, and but to not limit yourself to when you draw your lines to eventually you see them, but you have to keep practicing, just imagining and drawing your lines, because or else you're always going to be looking. Remember, you learned what the head and shoulders is, then you're always looking for that. And start with simple rectangles, horizontal breakout lines, and the horizontal breakdown lines. That's mostly what I look for, because I give more value to breakouts on horizontal lines than a slanted formation. And especially on the monthly, since it removes a lot of the noise, you have less, you have a lot of these. So okay, here is the actual formation. Let me see. Yeah, okay, here's the breakout right here. This is the breakout candle on the monthly candle chart, which ran into some resistance from these levels here. But this is the candle that broke out, and this is probably the March. Yeah, this is the March candle. So you had this breakout of this smaller pattern on the March candle, and then after that it ran to resistance on for this bigger pattern, etc. So the actual, I'm just trying to see if I was really in line. Where's my monthly? This is February. We don't have a confirmation yet. To do back. Where is it? And this is the last candle of March, is right here. This one right here. Oh, do that. There you go. That's the. So when this candle happened, March closed. You had the monthly candle breakout for this formation here, confirmed with that close right here. If the price action would have went back inside that line here, this is the monthly resistance line that we drew before, you would have said no, but it stayed there. What else happened is you have the contracting volume on the pullbacks, and if it would have got, the price action would have sucked back in. Let me remove those. There you go. If the price action would have got sucked back in for the remove one more candle. Okay, April. This March? Yeah, okay, last candle of March. If the price action would have went back in within the resistance line, then you most likely would have had these nice high red volume candles right there. Instead of having the small one right here, the small contracting volume going down, you would have had a nice red candle, big warning sign. And they often go hand in hand. Previous resistance turns support that doesn't support anymore. High volume on the candle down. Not very good signs. So now right here at the stage, we had the monthly candle breakout here for this pattern. We had the breakout. If you didn't want to play it, you couldn't play it here if you wanted to wait for the monthly candle close. Then you would have waited. If it's healthy, you buy on the pullback on low volume, pullback, and here you could have entered right here. Simultaneously check the monthly candle breakout, check. So you got the check for the monthly candle, check for the contracting on low volume. And it's even better almost to wait for the pullback if you can. If you're very patient, because you could, on a breakout, if it pulls back on heavy volume, you're lowering your chances. If you wait for the pullback and then you contracting volume, the next move is up. So let's think about it. When you always want to play the breakout candle, most of the time there's a pullback, and unless you're really ready and you're for 1 to 3 months you're expecting that pullback, it could be hard on the emotions. So if you're really patient, wait for that pullback. If it doesn't come back, the pullback, well, wait for a stage 2 breakout that does have a pullback on low volume, and then when you go up, it's full steam ahead. And what happened after that? Yeah, there you go. Off it goes. So that's a pretty hard entry right now there. It exploded pretty much. What you're going to pretty want is some sideways action and wait for the 30-week moving average to get close to it. And after that, play a breakout right there, a continuation breakout. So that's why I want to get an ENW. I want to grind out the process on a stock that actually broke out, that actually had a pullback, how that fit with waiting for a monthly candle close to confirm a breakout level. And that's all she wrote, guys, for ENW. Stage 2, rocketing to the sky. All right. Ciao.